Welcome to Sipping on Excellence. This is Coach KJ, and I'm here with my man, my dude, the Doc.
And this is where we will be discussing the exceptional that is absolutely attainable. My friends, here's to living that extraordinary life.
Cheers.
All right.
Yes.
Sipping on excellence.
Both of us.
Dude, that's a great name of a podcast. I don't know how many times we've said it over the last 2 years, but that's a great name.
It is.
Coach came up with some fire shit, y'all. That was a great...
I'm a big idea guy. Details?
Yeah, that's why.
I'll figure it out.
But
yeah.
I was thinking about that just now. I'm like, sipping on excellence. And not trying to say we are excellent, but we're always going to give y'all an excellent sip.
Yes.
Just pay attention.
It's just, and then also you think about excellence. You can't just take it all in. It's just little gradual, just what? 1 foot in front of the other.
You're always striving, working towards excellence.
That's right.
And so you sipping on little bits of excellence.
Mm-hmm. And how?
Welcome, y'all, to another episode. I am Dr. Lionel Hunt. This is my man, Coach KJ, better known as Kenneth Johnson. Life coach extraordinaire.
Yes, sir.
Has been my dog for years. And
I know.
wow. Right?
Wow.
Oh, man.
How you feeling, man?
Dude, I'm feeling good, man. I can't complain, man. I was thinking about something, earlier today, and when we were gonna record this podcast, it hit me in the head like a ton of bricks. And I texted it to you, and I was like, "What if?" Mm-hmm. And I left it at that.
And I was like, yeah. I got excited.
Because there were so many thoughts that were going in my mind at that time. And people always say it in passing. Well, what if this? Well, what if that? And they say what if because they're worried about the future. Or they say what if because they're regretting things in the past. Uh-huh. And that's not the reason why I was wondering about what if. My reasoning behind what if was, people always say, well, tomorrow's not promised. What if I told you tomorrow's not coming?
Mm-hmm.
That's
heavy, man.
How would today be different? And we'll get to that. I just wanted you to wrap your head around that.
Oh,
because
it's wrapping.
Because it's a deep one. What if you woke up tomorrow and nobody knew you?
Don't worry, I went to sleep. I had a dream about nobody knowing me.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
what if you woke up tomorrow and nobody knows your name, nobody knows nothing about you? How would you approach the world? Mm-hmm. What if you really had no friends? How would you make one? Let's start there. What if you woke up tomorrow and all of a sudden you realized not only nobody knows you, but you have no friends? Mm-hmm. Everybody you're meeting for the first time. What's the first thing you tell them besides your name?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
well,
right?
It gave me the chills. What would be the first thing that I tell them? I think I would tell them, I don't know if I would tell them anything. I would ask about them because it's not about me.
That's what I was.
Because I don't have friends. I need to know you.
I'm trying to make a friend.
Hopefully.
you know?
And if I want to be a friend, So I need to ask.
Because think about this. Most of us forget how we made that first friend. Mm-hmm. There was an interaction that happened, but we don't know how we made that childhood friend. We don't know how you and I became friends. We don't know what that moment was. I know how we met, or where, like where we met in the scenario.
I remember exactly how we met.
But when did it click? For example, there's people that come into your life and you meet them under different circumstances. Mm-hmm. And we always meet people, or we should, not with let me show them as much of me as I can show them. We should meet people with an overwhelming curiosity of them.
Inquisition. I want to know.
And so, I was just thinking about this today. I was like, what if I woke up and I didn't know anybody? Would I be afraid? Would I be timid? Would I be outgoing? I don't know. It's one of those things where.
Yeah. Think about those first days of school, like when you transition especially from elementary
to middle school.
Excuse me. We're old school. Junior high school.
Well, here's the thing. For me, it wasn't a tough transition because I went to school with my neighbors. Oh. And so transitioning from one school to the next wasn't that big of a deal because I had neighbors, but I was going to a private school elementary, and they were going to public school. And I just transitioned to the public school where they were going.
Oh, see.
Way
different for me.
Yeah.
See, I was in elementary and I was bused to a new junior high school, to a middle school, far. And I was part of that 80s busing system.
Gotcha.
So
almost like you moved to a new town.
Yeah. And also I was in, the honors program and all these things. So what ended up happening was I'm in this whole new setup on the bus. I'm with all these kids that live in my neighborhood that I don't even know.
Yeah.
So it's like, whoa, what's going on?
And you didn't have social media to be your friend.
No.
You know what I mean?
Didn't have a telephone. You didn't have a lot of didn't haves.
Yeah. And so you had to figure it out.
All you had was a mouthpiece in your head.
And your mama wasn't there introducing you to people. So that's the time when your teachers didn't know you. All you had was your name and your personality, and you hoped somebody was cool enough to want to.
And if you ask your mama, she'd be like, figure it out.
Basically. And so it's one of those what ifs, because I think people don't think about what they would do if something, because life in their mind is always planned out. People don't like to think about the negative. I had an argument with somebody about prenuptial agreements.
Okay.
Right? And they were like, everybody goes into a marriage assuming that it's always going to work. Nobody goes into it thinking it's not.
Correct.
But you have to ask yourself, well, what if it doesn't? Then what? You have to be prepared for the what if, right? Mm-hmm. I go into work every day. I go into surgery every day, knowing this has a good chance of working. But what if I'm in there and it doesn't?
Yeah.
Or what if what I'm planning I can't do? And so those are things that wrap around my head as like, man, I got to think about that what if.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
People say you shouldn't worry about the what ifs, but you have to, because they're always, it's that plan. It's giving yourself a plan, not necessarily an out, but a plan.
Yeah.
I
mean, my world, I sell an intangible.
True.
Whether it's training or an outcome for whatever is going on in your head that we're going to get through, it's still an intangible.
Yeah.
So what if it doesn't work? What if, what's my plan, kind of plan B, so to speak, or what are my angles? It's a lot of deductive reasoning.
Yeah.
I got to pile a whole bunch of shit in this in this sieve, and hopefully one or two stick. You never know, and it's also contingent on if that person is willing to respond.
Yeah.
So that's a what if. What if they don't want to respond? What if they're expecting me to solve everything for them?
Here's a question for you. Mm-hmm. What if you wake up tomorrow?
I hope.
And everything, right? And everything you own is gone.
Oh my God, you're going to say that? Jesus.
The only thing you have is your wife. What if everything is gone? Your car, your house, your bank account is at zero. You have your spouse. That's it. What's the first thing you do?
First thing I do? Go look for a job. It's the first thing I do.
So many people will be like, I don't know, like cry, but you know why? Because you've been there before.
I have.
You have the roadmap. People, and that's why I asked you specifically, because I know your story.
Yeah.
People look at their lives, and if I said, what if this happens? Most of the time, you've already experienced it a little bit. What if your heart gets broken? How do you respond? Well, you've been heartbroken once before. Mm-hmm. What if my girl leaves me? What if my wife cheats on me? What if I lose my job? You already know what you need to do because you've done it before. Mm-hmm. I've never been fired from a job. Well, guess what? It's not the end of the world. What if that happens? Your job tomorrow's not, it's not, your boss could be like, company could fold.
Yeah.
But people get so caught up in the stress of the what if that they don't just sit back and realize, you know what? Well, yeah, if that happens, I kind of know what to do.
Yeah.
If not, I will kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
What if, and I want to get back to this, and I'll answer it too. What if you knew that tomorrow's not coming? Not anything catastrophic is going to happen, blah, whatever, but you just knew come 6 a.m., there was no 6 a.m. It's just, this is it for you and everyone else. Not just you. The world, human existence, everything in it, 6 a.m. tomorrow, gone. What would you do with the 24 hours of today?
I will spend every waking moment with my wife.
Good answer.
Every waking moment. Fighting sleep. Fighting sleep. There's a movie with Steve Carell, I guess, him and Keira Knightley. Mm-hmm. And he was trying to go see someone. She was with him, and he was trying to go see someone that the world was ending. Mm-hmm. And I guess he had a relationship. I can't remember how the story went, but he was so busy trying to get to that moment versus being in the moment with Keira. And slowly but surely, they realize this is the moment we're supposed to be in. And then the flashlight, and it was over. It was powerful. It was interesting, but it was scary.
Yeah. What would I do?
Yeah.
I would tell every single person I know, exactly how I feel. Good or bad. This day will not end without every single person know exactly what I feel and think of them.
Okay.
I think that to me would be the most important thing I could do, because
I can dig that.
Because it will, at the end of that day, I could be like, it was never a question.
Yeah.
I dislike you, I like you, I love you. You will know exactly, and I will spend the day trying to get to everyone, hoping to miss none. That's it. Because that's the biggest gift I could give to everyone.
Right.
Is to you will know while you are with us exactly how I feel about you.
Yeah.
Whether you care or not, I'm going to tell you anyway. And if I see you in passing, I'm going to tell you right then and there. There's people that I will go seek out. And then there are those who I will tell in passing. Oh, I saw that person. Let me go tell them exactly how I feel right now. And then I'm going to tell you how you made me feel. And that's it. It could be a 2-second conversation. Doesn't have to be anything else.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be long and drawn out.
Yeah.
And I think end of life as we know it, that would bring so much peace.
Yeah.
If you really think about it.
Yeah.
That's my one if tomorrow never comes.
It's like settling debts, It's like everything is done.
Yeah, but the thing, it's even more so because the thing is, I look at it as also, I don't owe it to you.
Yeah.
I owe it to me.
Yeah.
I owe it to me to let you know, because then I'm no longer holding on to it.
You know what I mean? Think about is when you walk into your house for the first time and it's just empty and you just, wow, this is me. This is mine. It's empty.
Yeah.
But it's yours and it's clear.
Yeah. It's a clean slate. You're now, but then you immediately ruin that moment by thinking all the things you could do to it.
Right.
I'm taking this empty space and I can't wait to think about how I can clutter it up.
Right.
Know?
You're so happy you flipping the keys, it's like, oh, yeah. I'm going to put here I go.
Now it's time to make decisions about shit.
Damn, now I got to act like a grown up.
And so I brought up this what if because I'm like, the statement I made about telling people exactly what you think and how you feel. Why can't you do it knowing that tomorrow's not the end of the world?
I knew where you're getting at.
Because realistically, tomorrow could be the end of your world.
Correct.
So
we're not guaranteed.
Because you don't know how much time you have, why can't you just start telling people exactly how you feel? It's not going to be received well by some. Others will appreciate it even if it doesn't feel good. But at what point do you say it's not always about you? Because I can tell you how I feel and deliver it in a way that you may not even care about it. But at least I say, you know what? It won't be a question. But we hold on to it because we're afraid of, or we not necessarily fear, but we don't want to deal with the reaction.
Yeah.
We know the action. I'm going to tell you. I don't want to deal with the reaction. Even the good one. What if I go and tell this person that I've been in love with that didn't know it? What if I go say, hey, you know what? Fuck it. I love you. Am I ready to hear it back?
Right.
Because if she says it back, now I have to act on it. I got to do something about it.
Yeah.
Where do we go from there?
Where is it placed?
If somebody's really into me and I just don't say anything and I don't tell them I'm not into them, I just blow it off. Am I ready for the response if I just say, hey, look, I don't really like you. You know, not in that manner, but be truthful
I
about
got
it.
it.
Be
Yeah.
truthful about it. Am I ready for that reaction? Am I ready for the heartbreak or being the source of someone's heartbreak? You know, I mean, it's kind of deep when you think about it.
That's heavy.
Yeah, it's that.
It's very heavy. It's
What if is a deep ass concept.
yeah. But thinking of what if from the standpoint of what you're saying versus what if I went left instead of right? You know, just the quicks.
Yeah.
When we talk about life,
Decisions.
reality,
Yeah.
decisions, our sanity,
Yeah.
our sanctity. You know.
And we focus on the negative so much that we don't ask ourselves, I know what I'll do if this doesn't work. But what if it does?
Right.
Or I want to do this, but I'm not sure. Well, what if it's a success? Mm-hmm. People are afraid of that. Mm-hmm. Because now this thing you've been planning, this thing you've been working towards is a go. Now you have to actually perform. Mm-hmm. You have to actually, what if I get this movie part? Oh shit, I got it.
What do you do?
Now I got to act. Now I really got to do my thing.
Have to show up.
I got to show up. I got to be there.
Yeah.
What if I've been wanting to work with this new client? And what if they say, you know what, coach, get me ready for this movie? Oh shit, I got to show up now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's one thing to know that you have the skill. It's another one to say, okay, I have to do it now.
Yeah.
You know, we don't think about that. All we think about is you already know what you're going to do if this person says no. Nobody thinks about what they're going to do if that person says yes. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go ask this girl out. She says no, okay, I move on. If she says yes, then you're like, oh shit, now I got to think of a place to go. I got to do all these things.
They don't ever think
What if she says yes? Oh shit, I didn't think she was going to say yes.
Yeah, you know the biggest what if? 47. He said, "Oh shit, I'm about to be president."
Right.
Oh, I would?
Exactly.
Oh. Well, this is of course I expect.
Yeah.
He's like he dove in, but he's like, I do not think he expected to win.
He didn't know. He's just trying to stay out of jail.
Even then.
Yeah, but it really is, you know, if I'm wrong, so be it, but what if I'm right? And people aren't prepared for that.
Yeah.
You know, I made it ominous when I said tomorrow the world's going to end, but people don't think about the what if unless they have a scenario like that because they think, oh, well, I'll just figure it out.
Yeah.
But what if you can't?
Yeah. We do live a little bit too much with thinking that there's no ending.
Yeah.
There's not a finite. We're not promised every day. We're not, think about these countries. People they wake up next thing got a bomb on their head. It's like.
Yeah. Like, I always think too, what if I woke up tomorrow and I can't practice medicine? Mm-hmm. What would I do? I don't know. Because I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Because that's just kind of what we do. I will find a way to survive because that's my whole life has been about survival.
Yeah.
But if you had to ask me to answer that question right now, what if tomorrow everything I knew about medicine just was no longer in my brain?
Action creates possibility, man.
What else is in my head that would allow me to survive and still be on purpose?
Yeah.
I'd have to think about that. But it's a reasonable thought. Yeah. I could be working out and drop one of them fucking weights on my hand and can't do what I do. Realistically,
You know, there's only so many comic books. You know what I mean? Doctor Strange. You know, it's like he broke all his hands. Yeah. Man. He broke both hands.
Yeah, and it's just it's one of those things where we have to think about the what if. You don't stress about the what if because you're comfortable with the negative. So when you think the what if and the negative side of it, you're like, okay, I feel comfortable in that. Spend more time thinking about what if this works.
Yeah.
And not like, what if I win the lottery?
Yeah.
No, what if this works? What if this thing that I dreamt of actually happens? What if I go into the Shark Tank and they say, you know what? We're going to bet on you. Yes, we're betting on you. Can. I'm going to give you what you're asking for. Oh, shit.
Oh, I got to work now. Yeah.
I'm apply for this job. You got it. Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to go back to McDonald's. I got to come to work tomorrow. Oh, shit. You know what I mean? And so most of us are so fearful of what if this works that we don't even attempt. And we live in that space of it's not going to work. So why try?
Yeah, I know what that's like. I lived it. All of it. Everything we're talking about, I've lived it. Well, most of it.
Yeah.
From some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially from a job and losing a job like, oh, okay, well, what am I going to do next? All right, well, let me get up.
Yeah.
I'll make some calls. Dollar for dollars, you know. I've always done sales, so that's the most common term. People that know sales, they know dollar for dollars.
Interesting story about me, and I told you this when I first applied to orthopedics. Mm-hmm. I didn't get a job. I didn't match.
Oh.
And because ego, etc.
Okay.
And listening to the wrong people, it never crossed my mind that what if you don't match? Because up until then, I was always the smartest kid in school. Everything I touched, shit just happened.
Yeah.
You know, I said it and I spoke it into the universe. I said I was going to go to college for free, went to college for free. I said I was going to go to med school for free, went to med school for free. I said I'm going to be an orthopedic surgeon. Absolutely, I'm going to be an orthopedic surgeon. Match day came, 2 days before match came, and I got that notice, you don't have a job. There was no what if I didn't match, because that wasn't in my, I'm going to.
Yeah.
Hit me like a ton of bricks. I rallied, you know, and got here today without missing any time, but holy shit, I had no backup plan.
Yeah.
I had nothing. It was me and the squad, my brother, some friends of mine, and we just jumped on the phones, calling people, hey, y'all need a smart kid to show you what he can do.
Yeah.
And it worked out, but still,
yeah,
it was a long fucking day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what drove me. That's how I ended up in Atlanta.
Okay.
Because Emory wanted to take a chance on a brother.
Yeah.
You know?
And it was Emory.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a real good one. God bless you on that one. Yeah. That's amazing.
Emory took a chance on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's history from there.
Yeah. Well, it made me think about, you telling me that story made me think about when I was training, when I first started training, I was training at this gym literally across the street from my house.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing. They allowed independent contractors. I mean, my first job, I went in as an independent contractor. Okay. So I was just a little different.
Yeah.
You know, I never worked for a system. Mm-hmm. And then a big corporate took over that gym, took over that whole gym system. I was screwed because I'm not going to work for them. And I was like, oh, snap, what am I going to do? A lot of clients were going to go with me. I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
So took like a handful, found this private gym, but I started making calls. I was like, hey man, listen, I need to make some money. I need to make some cash. What you got? You know, so I was driving limos. I ended up working for this group of guys that they do restoration, you know, like, you know, fires or whatever, mm-hmm. You know, but they were building walls, they were painting, I did it all with them. Get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, go with them, come back, train in the afternoon, and then drive in the evening.
Yeah.
You got to do it. I had to make it happen. I had no choice. You know, I was engaged, ready to move on, move forward our lives. I had to hustle, man.
And what if isn't always what if this doesn't work? You know, you don't always have to have an answer to your what if right now, but you got to be thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because that what if can be an absolute reality, as in, yes, this is happening now in the blink of an eye.
Yeah. And also what ifs can create so much possibility.
Yeah.
And it can actually open up your platform and have you better prepared for whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be.
What if there was no social media? What value would you have? You know what I mean? All these influencers, all these people who think this is going to be around forever. What if it's not?
Yeah.
What do you bring to the world aside from your ability to take a picture and shoot a video? Mm-hmm. Are you really an entertainer? Because that's a great thing. Or are you just simply trying to entertain?
Big difference.
Yeah.
Big difference.
You know, what if there were no cell phones? How would you communicate?
That's the beauty of growing up the way we did.
Yeah. Again, we're the last generation who remembers basically pre-internet. Mm-hmm. Pre-internet to now, pre-cell phone to now.
Rotary phone.
Yes. We had to learn how to use a typewriter.
Right.
You know, that was a class in school, you know. And so, you know, I'm not going to go as far as what if there was no electricity, no running water? No, but what if you had to physically talk to someone face to face?
Could you?
Could you do it?
Yeah. Yeah.
What if I want to go out on a date with you, but I'm not going unless I have a face to face conversation with you first? What if that was a requirement from everybody?
There'd be a lot of scared people out there, brother.
Yes.
A lot of scared people.
Because a lot of people will have to be living in their truth.
Yeah. A lot of
nothing to hide behind.
A lot of inactivity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already bad. So let alone. Eesh.
What if there were no dating apps? How would you meet somebody? You'd have to go talk to them, right?
I know.
And so what if that actually is how you are meant to meet that one? Just saying.
Yeah.
You know, what if?
I thank God to this day that's the way I met my wife. Old school, brought together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is, you look at most relationships now, the number one way that people meet each other is not slide into somebody's DMs. It's not dating apps. It's friend introductions. Friends and family make introductions. The relationships that last, that's how they meet. Kind of wild, right?
Yeah.
That tried and true still is tried and true.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if that was the case now? What if people went back to that?
Oh my gosh.
Because you can rely on validation from somebody other than yourself.
Yeah. The world will have so much more texture.
Yeah.
I think there's a lack of texture in the world right now. You know.
Oh, for sure. But people, and then somebody asked me this the other day, what if people didn't see color? Then the world would be very bland.
Right.
Seeing people and their differences, the nuances, their cultures, that's what makes the world exciting. Not looking at everybody as the same. We're not the same. I don't want to be the same as someone else.
No.
What if everybody was rich? Then you'd have to find some other shit to fight about. And human nature is we would.
Yeah. Yeah. Just connectability, man.
Yeah.
You know, just the old school, just engagement and action. You know what I mean? The idea say, if I don't take action on talking to this person now, I might lose out.
Yeah.
You know, action creates possibility.
Oh, that guy would never talk to me. You know, he's too busy. He's got too many things going on.
But what if?
Well, what if he did? What if I just walked over and said, "Hey, what's up, man? What you doing? Can I bend your ear for a minute? I got a question."
Yeah.
What if that interaction was the one that he needed?
Yeah.
What if you're that guy and there's a woman out there you're like, she's so beautiful, everybody talks to her? What if you're wrong? What if she's waiting for you?
Because she's so beautiful, nobody talks to her.
Exactly. What if she's waiting for you?
Because everyone's saying the exact same thing you're saying.
Yeah.
And you're missing out.
Yeah. All she can say is no. But what if she says yes?
Or you might not be the one for her, but she has possibilities for you because you took action.
Yes.
And she found what you did kind of attractive, but not for her, but for her girlfriend.
The possibilities are endless
with action.
With action. There are no possibilities with inaction.
Nope. Dried well.
Right. Yeah, man. I didn't mean to get too heavy on everybody. This was something that was on my head today, man.
You know, as heavy as it is, it's not heavy.
It's reality.
It's reality, and it's creating possibility.
And hopefully it's going to stimulate conversation, man.
Yeah. I had a conversation with my neighbor the other day. She was talking about being positive. She said, you know, it's hard putting on positivity, trying to be positive. I said, maybe you need to think about it this way. What if,
yeah.
and I said, what if you thought about, instead of being positive, being optimistic? Whole different game.
Yep.
Positivity is an action or reactions in many ways from that optimism.
Yeah.
But that optimism will sustain you.
Think about this. Think about how many times now or how often you're going to say what if, and it's going to make you chuckle, right? I want people, when they listen to this podcast, for that, because we randomly say what if so often, that I want people to hear this podcast and actually think to themselves when they go to say what if, like, oh shit, yeah. What if?
I don't think people think about their words.
Nope.
They just it's diarrhea. It's here, versus cycle, sift, spin,
because
blend.
It's a commonly asked question that nobody waits for the answer for. Mm-hmm. What if this happens? Well, yeah, then I'll be fine. Okay.
Sure.
But what does that really mean? And do you ask yourself enough what ifs? You ask everybody else what if.
Right.
Do you ask yourself enough what ifs?
And do you ask people what if for the benefit of them or only for your benefit?
It's a good one.
Because there's always that selfish action
right?
Of what I'm trying to get out. What if I don't get it out? I'm going to move on or whatever. What if?
It's a topic that you guys will hear us bring up in other topics. What if? You've heard it a million times in our first 100 podcasts, the what ifs. You're going to continue to hear it.
Yeah.
But we wanted this one to be focused on that actual what if.
It's a strong phrase within the coaching
Those
community.
2 words.
In the coaching community is what if it didn't happen? Or what if it does? Or, you know what I mean? We always bring it up all the time.
It's a fact of life. In healthcare, same thing. Because coaching, healthcare, life, there's no certainties. Right. So anytime there's not a certainty, what if is always going to be the question.
Yeah. Like I'm even kind of I won't say I'm not removing the word coaching, but the idea of more of a practitioner, because I'm continuing to be in that working space for myself as well.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel you, man.
It's a practice.
Absolutely. I like this one.
Yeah.
I like this one, man. Thank you guys for always supporting us.
I feel like I took a sip with this one.
Yeah. What if nobody watched? What if nobody listened? You know what? What if you do? Ooh. Oh, man. Coach KJ, where they going to find you, man?
Asleep. You're going to find me at Coach KJ Knows on Instagram and CoachKJ.com. Where are you going to find me?
You're going to find me at Lionel Hunt on IG. You'll find me at huntspine.com. Go check out the huntfoundation.org. On IG, SOE_podcast. Check out our lives every Saturday when we feel like doing them. With most Saturdays.
Correct.
PodcastSOE.com. You'll find everything Coach and Doc. Go subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, everywhere you want to listen to your podcast.
Click that button and click that subscribe.
Absolutely, man.
That one.
We'll keep coming at you. And hey, what if you subscribe?
What if? We out.